And joining us now to discuss the latest developments regarding the situation with Gaza is retired IDF Colonel Miri Eisin. She's a senior fellow at the International Institute for Counterterrorism. Miri, thanks for joining us. First of all, let me just start by asking you about the situation of Hamas fighters who are still behind what we'd say are Israeli lines in Gaza and what to do with them. Again, this is one of those things you would think would have been planned out a little before the agreement was reached and Israel pulled back to the lines. And how is Israel going to handle the situation now?
So there are two different sides to this, Kalev. The one aspect is that underground subterranean arena that we keep talking about 2 years later, just like you and I have been talking about it probably for the last 20 years, is still exists. That means that they can go underground into areas that the IDF has deployed in that yellow line area. So that's one aspect that the IDF wants to continue to work against. The IDF has said we destroyed maybe 50% of the underground subterranean arena, but not more. Second aspect is, where are the bodies? And here it's called Hamas being a terror organization. Of course, they're going to say that all of the bodies are where Israel is, because it gives them the chance to try to push back, to push the lines, to change the situation. What's important for them is for them to show that they're dominating. And on that one, I think that Israel has been quite clear on what to do. But we still need the bodies back. We still need to end it both with the 8 bodies that have not been returned and with a new force that's going to come in and hopefully put Hamas in a different place.
Let me ask you, Miri, though, there are those who say even if these Hamas terrorists would lay down their arms, Israel should hold them until those bodies are returned. Others say they may have even been involved in the attacks on Israeli troops after the ceasefire, and they have to be punished for it.
What I'm always asking people is, what do you think a ceasefire is? This is not peace. This is not the end of the war. Hamas has not suddenly said, hi, we recognize Zionism or Jews. That they have not done, and they're not going to do that. They are a terror organization, and in that ideology, they're going to continue to try to push the lines. The question at the end is, do we want to be, it's an old term in Israel, is this about being right? I don't see myself right now persuading those Hamas terrorists, and what I want to do is I want to arrive at a place where I, Israel, define what's important to me, bring back those bodies, put Hamas in a place that I, Israel, can live with. This isn't about their rhetoric. This is about their capabilities. And that's a combo which is very challenging, because after 2 years, it's not that we've destroyed all of their capabilities. But Kalev, they can't do on October 7th. They absolutely can continue to attack Israeli troops that are inside the Gaza Strip. And we're going to have to see how we find a whole new arena. And I'm all for international troops. I want somebody else to show us that they can do it better. They can't, but it's a way to be able to contend with this.
Well, let me ask you about those international troops. Finally, who is going to disarm Hamas? I mean, that's what this plan supposedly submitted to UN doesn't really lay out. Can this ISF really even carry out that task?
So I want to be very wordy for a moment. I want to talk about the words demobilize and disarm. And first and foremost, I want to demobilize them. I want them not to be the ones out on the streets telling everybody what to do. I want them not to be involved in any way in the day-to-day running of the Gaza Strip. I also don't want Israel to have to do so. That means bringing somebody else in. That is not yet disarming them, but that is demobilizing them. Can that force that comes in disarm them? Can we take it one step at a time? I don't want, as Israel itself, to be the one ruling directly there. I don't want Hamas to be ruling there. At the end, we're talking about a compromise that I can live with. I think that the state of Israel, the IDF, and again, it isn't a happily ever after. But with Hamas, that terror ideology, there is none. Let's demobilize them. Let's show the people on the street there that it's not Hamas that's ruling, that they're not out there with their weapons in that open way. And the next stage, we can talk about disarming.
All right, Colonel Miri Eisin, thank you so much for joining us on ILTV.
Thank you.